back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here of the KungFu Cup. The KungFu Cup, week number 11. I'm of course your VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players and by the people in the chat as well. Welcome one and all. It's been an intense week of StarCraft, not gonna lie. I say that we haven't been too active this week. There's been a lot going on. Again, we'll be discussing it most likely in the next couple of days. And we did miss out on Picker's Cup this morning, but we're here with some KungFu Cup action, with some KFC, pappy, some KFC. Again, there's a weekly tournament run and organized by SC Boy. We do cover it on a weekly basis as well, and we're here with week number 11. Replays. Let's go. We're going to be jumping into the semis, followed by the grand finals thereafter. Bearing in mind, of course, that tomorrow we're going to be live with the podcast, and the day after with OSC Elite Rising Star. A lot of content, a lot of StarCraft is on the horizon. We'll get there. We'll get there. And also GSL CK over the weekend. True. GSL CK. It's going to be an intense week. Oh no. And I cannot forget Doyo Cup either. We'll figure it out. But otherwise, we are going to be jumping into our fresh series. Going to be jumping into a ZVZ again. Both Solar and Shin, they did find themselves both in the semifinals. They're both going to be facing off in a best of 3. And let's jump into game 1 on White Rabbit. Bearing in mind, of course, that for KungFu Cup, the semis are best of 3s and the grand finals are best of 5s. I do know that format does change depending on which weekly open cup you're looking at. Pegasus Cup, for example, has best of 5 semifinals, but they run them at the same time. Here, these are run one after the other, so everyone has a chance to, of course, cover both semis. And here we go, spawning in the bottom hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the South Korean Zerg player, we have the blue Zerg, it is Shin. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the red Zerg player, the South Korean Zerg, it is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. We're jumping into ZVZ, and honestly, ZVZs are quite rare nowadays. They're very, very rare, so I'm happy to indulge in one for the first time in a month-ish. Again, it's been a while, pappy. It's been a while. When it comes to ZVZ, especially amongst the Korean Zerg players, hyper aggression is expected. We do expect to see, say, earlier EVA chamber timings, earlier Roach-Warren timings, potentially delayed gases as well, depending on the map. So far, standard openers, but we are keeping an eye on our players for our techs of choice. Do we skip the Bailey Nest? Do we go for the early Roach-Warren? And again, do we go for an early EVA chamber, which Solar, for example, is very fond of? Regardless, we're expecting hyper aggression coming into the mid game. So far as standard openers, if we do decide to skip our gases, that would be indicative of 2-base play. For now, though, gas is being taken from both Shin and Solar. So far, everything's looking normal, everything's looking standard. So far, at least. Let's go. Now, let us go. That's going to be settling in. Again, from here, we'll be keeping an eye on the further tech. We should be taking our third bases from here on forward as well. Third bases into our safety Baneliness as well. And then that's when we start kind of getting into a little bit more of an aggressive stance. Likewise, welcome to White Rabbit. White Rabbit is a larger map of the map, or larger map, longer rush distance by ground. We do see the bases are quite spread out. It can be very difficult to defend said locations, but in ZVZ, because of the Overlord, you should be able to keep eyes on any kind of run-bys, any kind of move-outs, and should be able to react and respond in kind. What's more difficult, though, is scouting, droning, saturation, and tech. Going into meters, for example, can win you the game. It can be quite difficult to scout, to confirm, to figure out what your opponent's up to. Like, that's more of what is a little bit more dangerous here in ZVZ, is drone counting and of course the tech as well. That's what it mainly does come down to. Or again, you could argue, especially early on when there are minimal overlords, then you can get away with wrong bites and counterattacks, as there's limited vision, limited spread of overlords, I should say. That's when you can pop off. Now, Shin does move out with some lings. Behind this, third base being taken for Solar, third base for Shin as well. Both players going for their linear third bases, nothing crazy. Expanding linearly. Lings are moving out, so we do see Shin pulling out of gas, and likewise, so does Solar. So from here, we have a Baneliness for Solar, Baneliness for Shin. So far, mirrored builds. I mean, this is as standard as standard gets when it comes to ZVZ, when it comes to openers. Very, very standard. Is then from this point forward where we're going to be seeing either a surge of Zerglings, a surge of drones, early tech. Early lair, true. I mean, with pulling out of gas, there shouldn't really be an early lair. So now Shin, he attempts the scouts. Scout is denied. And show us what you got. Oh. So now we are just droning, just saturating. Things speed kicking in, Bayless is now done. So far, we don't see anyone being the aggressor. We do see our initial Roach run out of Shin, though. A bit of an early warn here from our blue Zerg player. Solo not too far behind. And again, no early Eva chamber. No early chamber, no early upgrades. So far, everything's still looking as it should be. No one's hiding anything. No one's obscuring anything. I'll be honest, it's been a while since I've seen Shin and Solar play like a standard and tame ZVZ leading into 3-base saturation into Roach versus Roach, but this could be it. It's been a while, but this could be it, Pappy. The next big sign is going to be whether we drone up our third base or not, and how hard we drone up our third. Oh! Shin does react in time, does save the bailing. Does save it. Sola didn't go for his own Eva chamber. That is a sign. That's a sign of, I would imagine, more aggression. Shin has potential for upgrades, that is true, and maybe even further tech, but oh, actually Sola the first to get a lair and take gases as well. Okay. Sola should be... He should be behind when it comes to set upgrades, but he can take up a little bit harder here. Failing to get baited out. But now we're still droning. Shin getting up to 3 gases. Sola now taking a 4th gas. Because of the high gas count, I'm leaning more towards Aspire and towards Mutaplay, especially with an Eva chamber as well. That's kind of like where my mind is going for Solar, is rushing Mutas. Meanwhile, Shin is doubling down with Roaches. Roach +1 range is on the way. We're hiding Roaches further back in the main. Is this a fake out? I think it is. We have a full at the moment, and we just revealed that the upgrade was starting, and we just showed the upgrade to the Zergling, but we're banking Roaches inside of the main, and there is no lair. It's a hashtag all in. Yeah, it's a hashtag all in, and you can see Sola cannot scout, and there's cancel. Yeah, there's a cancellation. Now, did Sola notice the cancellation on the upgrade? Again, it was suspiciously late, so this is going to be the all in. Sola's rushing Mutas, and Shin may just catch Sola with his pants down. Yeah, here comes the all in. Again, he did not join up his third. We see here half saturation. And again, to take his gases in the main base and take the gases here in the main or in the natural, and no lair. And no lair. Now, Sola did make some safety Roaches. We do see that Shin has double the Roach count. He has double the Roach count. Sola, he has Roach speed on the way. Again, the Spire is almost halfway done. Sola defensively is making Roaches, and as time goes on, it's going to get better and better for Sola. Sola just needs time. He needs time. Queens, they push forward. No transfuse. Bailings, they will finish. And they'll soften up the Roaches. Shin, he tries to spread. Yeah, he spreads as best he can. Bailings, they connect as best as they can as well. We see Shin, he is breaking through. He is getting some ground here, but again, we have 11 Roaches in production. Sola needs a little bit more time. He needs a little bit more time here. And Sola pulling back. And looks like Sola holds. Yeah, Sola with these Roach reinforcements, I believe he should have enough here. These Roaches are so low for Shin. Yeah, they're so incredibly low here. Legs, they catch us with Roaches. They catch a couple of Roaches here. These producing Roaches, they're just a little bit too late. We need them, Pappy. And you can see as they pop out, Sola's defending. Yeah, Sola, he does hold on. As I mentioned earlier here, his defenses were barely good enough. It was close, but he was not broken, right? The middle line is safe. He has a lair. He has a Spire. Sola, he defends. Did he cancel? No, he didn't even cancel the Spire, by the way. And Shin's all-in fails. Shin, the all-in has failed. Again, he traded with the army, that is true, but he failed to do any economic damage. He failed to punish Solar for going into the Spire. Did fail to punish. Here, finally, some drone kills. This is some nice damage in a couple of seconds. 8 drones go down. Very nice damage here by Shin, but Shin is still far behind. He's still very far behind here. Again, Shin, he does finish up his lair behind this. He starts +1 range, starts Roach speed as well, and soon Solar, he can just gain map control. There we go, Mutas have hit the field, and Shin will lose a lot of Overlords. Yeah, there's so many Overlords out here. Ay. And Solar shouldn't lose any more drones at this point. Yep. Solar's in position. More Overlords getting caught out. Hydrogen is being forced. But again, Shin is still recovering economically. And he gets supply blocked. Ay. Yeah, brutal supply block here for Shin as all these Overlords are going down, losing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Overlords so far and counting. Hindering Shin's economy. Hindering any kind of army production either. And again, this is a world where if Solo was greedier, if Solo was actually getting an upgrade, if he was getting Neva Chamber and an upgrade, and if he was droning up, and there's a world where maybe Shin can punish a little bit harder, and maybe that would have been enough. But I mean, again, this is a larger map, longer rush distance, and Solo wasn't getting upgrades. He wasn't getting the Neva Chamber at the time. So he wasn't, in a sense, wasting money on upgrades, wasting money on tech. He had the Spire on the way, true, but again, he had access to roaches. He had safety roaches. He survived. And at this point, it's looking very bleak here for Shin. Looking very bleak. As Shin is still down in workers, down in economy. Solo's almost maxed. Solo, he's about to max out. We do see Shin doing the best he can. He once again does try to find a mineral line, and he does get some drones. 1, 2, 3. 2. Oh, 2 drones go down. So again, not much damage across the map. Solo, he's holding. At the same time, he gets across the map. He's pushing into the bases. Hydras are amassing. Yeah, we're trying to amass some Hydras here. But again, Hydras are vulnerable. They're so fragile. You can see Solo stepping forward, does focus on some of the Hydras. There's 5 Hydras left. Solo does overextend. He's going to respect the concave. Respect the concave. Pulls away. Rebuilds. Didn't invest too hard into the mutas. How many mutas do we have? 8. Only 8 mutalisks. Then just ground army. Let's catch another couple of drones. 4 drones going to be going down. Catching up 4 drones. Mutas, they make their way into the main. Likewise, Solo does hit that third. It hits the third base. Biles, they do graze the army. Shin, he's going to be able to hold on here, especially with all these queens. How many queens does he have? He made 70 queens for the mutas. He's trying to hold on. 10 drones going to be going down. And unfortunately, even if Shin holds here, he can't afford this. That's the issue. Solo has a boosted economy. He can afford these trades. Meanwhile, Shin cannot. Shin cannot afford this. Oh, God. The piles, they keep connecting, papi. Ay. They keep connecting. And Solo just keeps on rallying. Again, there's no need for Solo to tech up. Like, Roach Hydra is weaker than Roach Ravager in the sense that Roach Ravager has a lot more potential to break through. Hydras have strength when it comes to lurkers, of course, but we're not getting to lurker tech. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. As Roach Hydra is going to be overwhelmed. Again, Biles just zoning back the army, forcing free damage to be dealt. Just causing lost DPS out of Shin. Oh, God. And GG gets called. GG gets called. Solo takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solo does take a lead in this series. Again, Shin, he did have a cheeky build, and it looked like he might be able to get away with it. But again, Solo, he wasn't being overly greedy. He was being relatively safe. Yes, he was taking up into a Spire. That is true. But Solo, he did make a safety amount of roaches, and he was, of course, able to hold the line, buy enough time, build up his roach count, and survive. And with that, GG. GG, well played. We're now getting to game number 2. Going to be loading into Ruby Rock. We'll see if Shin can bounce back. We'll see if Solar can close it out. Let's go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the... we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg down in the series. Can he bounce back? Can he force the ace? Oh, let's go! Going for the 12 pool. It is a Shin. As soon as we saw the cancellation, baby, let's go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself. We're going for a pool first. From South Korea, leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. The read? Okay. He's going 15 hatch. 15 hatch. Hatch gas pool. Now, 12 pool, what I'm most curious about here, is this a regular 12 pool into an expand, or is this a 12 pool drone pool? That is the question that I have here. Like, how committed is Shin going to be? Because 12 pools can just be a macro build. They can just be a macro build, they force an overreaction, they get some damage done, and then just drone up behind it, or you can just send it and pull the boys. So we'll see how committed Shin is. Back at home, Solo going for a standard opener. Again, Hatch Gas Pool is very standard, and you can defend against anything with Hatch Gas Pool with, of course, a good reaction, with time to react as well. Scouting is going to be paramount when it comes to what it is that Solo sees. Meanwhile, Shin, he is not pulling the boys. It is going to be a macro build. So 12 pull into expand. It is aggressive, and Shin needs to do damage, but he does not have to kill. Does not have to kill. Ideally, what Shin wants is he wants to attack the natural. Solo has to pull the boys to protect the natural base, and then it's going to be a skill check. Solo, he has to minimize drone losses. He has to micro well enough to minimize his losses, to buy enough time for the queen, for the Zerglings, and then Solo will defend. But again, he has to make sure that he does not lose too many drones. If he loses too many, then Shin takes the lead. So it's all about those drone losses. It's going to be all about that micro between the two of them. So again, 12 bulls are typically a skill check. So we nibble away at the hatchery. Boys are being pulled, as we mentioned, and again, it's all about minimizing those losses. Oh. And so far, the drones, none of them go down yet. Oh. Once again, being very patient with them. We're holding on, not quite engaging. Nice drone drilling here on the middle patch. Very nice, protects every single drone, and lings are popping out. Queen is on the way. Coming with us around. Uh-oh. Oh, who catches who? One drone. Yeah, one drone kill, and we defend. With that Solo, he will defend. He shouldn't lose any other workers from here, and this is a brutal start for Shin. He kills one drone. We're hoping for like 3 or 4. We're hoping for like 3 or 4 drones to try to even things up. But this is not good enough. Not good enough. Again, Solo, he was so patient, and specifically here on Ruby Rock, you saw that one patch here where you can drone drill and save everything. Only lost 1 worker, and Solo takes a massive lead. Link speed is on the way. Solo, he's up by 3 workers, by 3 drones, and Shin, he has to wall off on 2 bases. After a 12 pull, you have to wall off on 2 bases, skip link speed. Oh, link speed is on the way. He's link flooding. Oh, I was going to say, if you want to macro out of this, you skip link speed, you wall off with the Roach Warren with an Eva Chamber, and then you defend, and then you get into Roach play on 2 bases. But here, Shin is doing something very unorthodox. Link speed is not standard in this kind of situation here. It's because he's going for an all-in. He's going for a link flood. After the failed 12 pull, he's just going for a 2-base all-in. You can see here he's faking an Eva Chamber, he's faking a wall. He's trying to make it look normal when really he is all-in. Oh boy. Solo Scout is denied. Denies the scout into the main. Back at home, Shin wants Solo to drone. And there is no Bailey Nest. There is no Bailey Nest because there shouldn't be a Bailey Nest. Again, it should be roaches coming out from Shin. So Solo, it is normal to skip the Bailey Nest in this position, and that's why this Link Flood can work. And here we go. Now we commit. Yeah, Lings they flutter across the map. Shin commits. Back at home, Solo, he does have time to respond. He walls off. He's going to wall off here. Bailey Nest is going to be on the way. He's making his own Zerglings. Again, Shin does have a massive army advantage. That should be a cancellation on the 3rd. And Solo, can he survive this? Again, he's trying to hold on. Producing more Zerglings. Ooh, one queen gets surrounded. Up. Yeah, one queen should go down. Barely pulls away. Okay. Nice control. Queen barely pulls away. Boys are being pulled. 1 queen, 2 queens go down. A messy hold here from Solar. It's going to cost him some drones, but that's fine. Yeah, Solar, he can't afford to lose workers. 9 drones go down. Solar's still ahead. Forced to cancel the Bailey Nest. 3rd base is now done. But the natural goes down. Okay, Shin kills the natural base. Now going for the 3rd, bearing in mind that Shin, this is still not enough. This is still not good enough. Shin needs more damage. He will kill the 3rd. Solo trying to save it. Oh my god. Yes, Solo trying to. The queen does come in. A couple of boys are being pulled as well. Solo, can he save the 3rd base? Can he save the 3rd? Oh, the queen is helping, and he will. Wow, he will hold on. The 3rd base is saved. That means that Solo's on 2 bases with 24 drones. Shin is on 2 bases with 15 drones. Ay, ay, ay. Again, Shin did some good damage. Not good enough. Not good enough. Shin, he killed 10 drones, 1 hatchery, 2 queens. But that's not enough damage. Shin needs more. Surrounds a queen. Okay, surrounds a queen. Does surround one of the queens. A big surround here for Shin. Takes down a queen. Going for the other. A lot of service area. Yeah, a lot of service area on the queen. Boys are being pulled once again. Drones, they do help. They buy time. Now we have some banelings on the way. Solar did finish up his baneling nest. Did rebuild. Rebuilt here in the main. Did build up his nest. 3 banelings, and these banelings should spell the end. Should spell the end to the all-in. It should be the end of it. I was going to criticize Solo for not canceling his third and not getting the refund for like spine crawlers or extra queens, but honestly, having this third base actually is winning Solo the game. If he had canceled the third, and if he had lost his natural, and if he was stuck at 1 base, that would mean that Shin could drone. It means that Shin could drone up from here and could just out macro. But the fact that we saved this hatchery for so long, it still may just go down. Oh my god. It's gonna get down. Un poquito más. It does fall. Big pick off here from Shin. Shin is droning back at home, but now it's too late. Now we have banelings. Now there are banelings to contest with. Shin is walling off, and now the turns have tabled. The turns are about to table. Shin's still link flooding. Still trying to engage. Solo counterattacks across the map. He's going for the wall. Yeah, he's going for the wall, and we do have a couple of banelings welding in as well. We cannot waste them. They should be used to zone. Yeah, Shin has to turn back around. He cannot attack. He cannot defend. Oh no! Oh my god, massive connection. The banelings, they pop up, and Shin. Oh no. Again, he should not be able to hold on here. The wall will fall. No transfuse on the building Eva chamber, on the Roach Horn. Yeah, Roach Horn goes down. Oh, a nice target firing on the banelings though. That was misplay out of Solar. Yeah, there was some misplay there. Shin, can he win this? Like, can he stabilize? Shin, he pulls the boys. Solar, he's walled off. Solar's walled off. Solar's down in workers. He's trying to make banelings. Solar, he has to break this position. He needs to. He has to break through it, Pappy. We have a secondary wall. Yeah, just barely a secondary wall, but GG. GG gets called. Banelings, they crash on in, and Solar, he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the series. He will advance on. Again, Shin, he did damage, as we were mentioning. He was able to break that natural base, but as we mentioned, it was so crucial that Solar had finished up his own third location, his third base. As a result of that, he could still continue mining, still continue production, of course, and keep himself going. Eventually, the third went down, but by then it was too late. There was already the baneling nest as well. GG. GG, well played. I feel like Solar's roaches would have been better as banelings. I mean, Solar had Bling Bane, like whatever. He was fine. But GG. GG, well played. It's catching up. Worked out. No, now, as we mentioned, as we try to emphasize, like, because of how committed Shin was, like, killing the hatcheries was not good enough, especially with the higher tech that Solar had with his Ling Bane. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're getting to our next series. So again, Solar, he's in the grand finals and waiting for the winner of our next matchup. It's going to be a TVP between Clem and herO. Let's go. Let us go. As we are getting into our next series, a fresh best of 3. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the pink Terran player, the pink Terran player himself. For Team Liquid, it is Clem. Oh, right. Sorry, I misinterpreted the message here. I feel like Solar Roaches would have been better than banelings. That is incorrect. That would have gotten Solar killed. When you're up against a link flood like that, Roaches are vulnerable. They have a lot of surface area, and especially in low numbers, Roaches will be surrounded and will be killed easier than Lings. Lings want to fight against Roaches in low numbers. In that kind of situation, banelings are superior. So it's important to have that. It's important to have that understanding, and important to. I mean, that's also why that it wasn't until the banelings arrived that we actually saw a defense out of Solar. Roaches are not what you want there. They scale better as you have an economy to sustain a larger like a larger bulk of roaches. That is true, but early on they are more inefficient. But But here we go, double gas opener out of Clem. Meanwhile, we do have a standard opener out of herO. herO is able to confirm though, I believe. Yep, does check both gases, is aware, and with this herO should be prompted to go into a safer build into additional batteries. Ideally, one at home and one in the natural. We'll keep an eye on Shin's defenses, and we'll likewise keep an eye on Clem's aggression. Does he go into Reactor Reaper Hellion? Does he go into early Banshee play? Cyclone drop, early tank drop as well. There are options here for Clem. Meanwhile, herO should be going for a recall to save the probe. So far, he's being a huge annoyance here in the main base. Oh, he wants the SCV. He wants him. Can he get him? Oh my god. Yeah, he wants the worker, and he will get one more shot off. The SCV is so low. Reaper pops out. And it's too late to recall. Yeah, it's too late to recall. It looks like the probe will fall and will not kill the SCV. And with that, Clem is able to clean up the worker, able to defend back at home. It did actually force some lost mining time because it was pulling the workers away and there was a lot of intensity going on. But now Clem can stabilize. Behind the CC on location, again, factory first as we mentioned. And we'll see what is done exactly with said earlier factory and earlier tech. Across the map, we do see herO just opening up Stalker. He's trying to keep up with Reaper. Reaper does slip by. Ooh, and does slip into the main, but thankfully second Stalker will pop. Gets one probe. Not bad. One worker does go down. We're opening up Reaper Hellion. And we'll see if we go into triple Reaper, double Hellion here for Clem. Oh, the juking! Yeah, it does juke. And does actually try to slip away. Uh-oh. Yep, there we go. Does slip away. Likewise across the map, the Stalker does get one SCV kill and does attempt to delay the CC. Gets some damage, but nothing major, nothing permanent. Hellion gets low. He gets one. Okay, trades 1-to-1 there. A Stalker for Hellion, and that will weaken the aggression. Again, this was supposed to be triple Reaper, double Hellion. Now down to one Hellion instead. Yeah, down to one. Nice started stepping out of herO. Very nice, actually cleans up every single Reaper. Oh my god. In the end, we'll still lose a second Stalker, but without those Reapers, that means herO, he will defend the main and the natural. Yeah, again, a much more proactive style out of herO, which is what we expect. Shuts down the Reaper Hellion. And herO gets away without a battery in the natural, without a battery in the main base either. Very nice. And with that, herO here, ooh, he does move out across the map. He will attempt to delay mining, will lose his Stalker to the Widow Mine, and still keeps rallying. Still keeps rallying. Ideally, he would have an extra 2 Stalkers here, so he'd have 4 Stalkers to delay mining and maybe even force a lift off. But now he's down to 2. Down to 2 Stalkers. Clem does go for his drop. Oh, without a defensive Widow Mine, it's going to be a more difficult defense. Yeah, he's coming back around. Okay. He commits. Behind this, we have to wait for the tank. 4 Marines, they're going to struggle depending on how we react. Okay, so denied mining. Back in the main base, we do have 3 Stalkers ready in the main. They're ready to respond. Direct boost in. And herO shouldn't lose any workers here. Or should lose 2 at most. herO pulls away. Oh my god. Ooh, quick reaction out of herO. Likewise, Stalkers, they pull away in time. No dead Stalkers. Wouldn't mind dropping to the natural. herO pulls away, and likewise loses a second probe. So 2 probe kills and for 1 Widow Mine. It's an okay trade here for Clem. More importantly, Clem, he does get a full scout. He confirms a lower gateway count. We can see the 3rd base on the way. Clem can deduce that as well. So hero's going for a very greedy build, going 2-gate blink. Very greedy. I feel like this is quite rare, especially on Ruby Rock. We see this on Winter Madness. We see this on Celestial, of course, on larger maps. But here on Ruby Rock, it feels risky. It's risky, papi. Tank is going up. Ooh, catching up one of the Stalkers. Very nice catch here from Clem. Punishing herO. Miscontrol out of the Protoss. As the Stalkers were very clumped up. And Clem is holding. Clem, he's holding, is stabilizing, building up on these 2 bases, working towards Stim before eventually moving out. It's going to be on herO to try to maintain his economy. The Widow comes back in. Yeah, comes back in, gets another worker, delay some more mining. And herO is going for a very heavy gateway count. He's looking to delay splash damage in favor of extra gateways and charge. Here's herO's choice. Maybe I got spotted. This will be hitting pre-charge. This has potential. Remember what we said earlier, herO's build was greedy. And Clem, can he punish? If these tanks ain't within range of the Nexus, then the Nexus will go down. Oh! Gets one volley off. Does get a volley off. Can he get one more? Oh, hot pickup. Okay, Clem, he's on it. Very nice pickup. Saves the tank. Oh, he's running out of Marines. Very nice tank shot. Gets another Stalker. Oh no, can we save it? Oh, we cannot. Some better trade for herO. herO does catch one tank. 2 tanks left. And 2 tanks remaining. Meanwhile, Blinks in from behind. No, no, he gets him on siege. He doesn't get a second tank. Massive pickup down to 1. 1 tank left, and herO holds. Here he does hold on. Again, impressive play by herO, catching the medevac, catching 2 tanks, pulling away. And Clem has to get the hell out of here. And thankfully, Clem doesn't lose that final tank. If Clem had stuck around, he would have lost it. So he pulls away. Oh, nice tank shot. Very nice tank shot. Gets 1, gets 2, 3 Stalkers. The efficiency here at a Clem. Picks up 3 more Stalkers. Charge is now complete. Here he does want that tank, but he should not get it. Again, trying to fight for map control. Bay's on the way, Colossus on the horizon. And now shows those mine shots, blinks in, tank goes down. Oh, those are some brutal mine shots though. Again, every Zealot does fall. And we need more charge lots. We need them back. And they are coming in. You see herO trying to bypass the main army, going for a counterattack. Ideally, herO wants Clem to turn back around. Again, this map is very small, so once you get momentum, it can be very difficult to get any kind of breathing room here. herO wants him to back up and does find some reinforcements. Very nice. Yeah, 2 Marines and a Marauder. Clem turns around. Yeah, he turns back around. SCV's going to be going back home. And this Zealot run-by is keeping herO in this game. If it wasn't for this run-by, Clem would be pushing towards this expansion, and things would be very, very difficult for herO. But Clem, he F2's back home. There's the recall, preserving all the Zealots. And herO's bought enough time for what? For Colossus. The Colossus pack. They have arrived. So again, crucial Zealot run by. herO holding onto his 4th base. Likewise, Prism jump into the main. First Colossus will be a part of this. But can herO save the 4th though? Again, you can see that despite getting some breathing room here, getting the 4th base is going to be very difficult for herO. It's going to be difficult. Warping is denied. That's a lot of Widow Mines. Oh my god. Yeah, massive mine connections. Every Zealot goes down. Now the Marine Army can stim in. He can try to stim. Oh my god. And he does go for the base. That's going to be a cancel. Denies the 4th. And herO doesn't really have that much anti-air here. Tries to blink in. He gets 1 medevac, if that. Not even. Medevac's take it away. And so far, Clem takes the lead. What's happening here? So Clem has a massive economy. The supply is lying to you. The supply tells you that Clem is up by 10. Clem is up much more than that. He's up in workers. He's up when it comes to saturation. herO has more workers, but I mean, not mining efficiently. He's long distance mining. This 4th base is so late for herO. This means Clem can translate this into a larger army, into more aggression, into a lot more pressure, and it's going to be a shaky mid game for herO. It's going to be shaky. We're setting up for another Zealot run-by. As we saw previously, there's a lot of potential in these Zealot run-bys. He can try to move in. He can try to send it. Waiting for his moment. This time, Clem, he has units back at home. He's ready for it this time. Fool me once, Pappy. Never fool me again. I say that. Does bring everything together. Uh-oh. Does move it all out. herO does double expand, reestablishing his 4th base and getting a 5th. Clem is pushing. So Runway moves in, and again, Clem, his ghost is getting not quite caught out. Nice EMP. Nice EMP. Clem turns around once again. herO getting extra warp ins. hero's up to 2, soon to be 3 Colossus. How many Vikings do we have? 5. An okay Viking counts. We're getting up to 7. Getting up to 7 Vikings. herO moves in once again with another run by. Once again, Clem turns around. This time catching a ghost. Or does he? Never mind. Ghost gets away, but I can't say the same with the SCVs. That's going to be a lot of SCV kills. Nice hold position micro. 10 workers going down. 10, 11, 12. 13? 13. 13 SCV kills and turns around the army. Again, heroes are doing so much to buy time. After having a really messy early to mid game, heroes on so much to buy time. Batteries are on the way, cannons are on the way. The question is though, despite all of this, is it enough? Like, is it enough to recover from that deficit? Does it even matter? Another run by. This time Clem is ready. Clem moves in. He does not turn around. And he wants that 5th. He wants that 5th base. herO out of position. 5th base will fall. Once again, a massive pickup. Clem maintaining his base lead. Maintaining the economic lead. And herO has not recovered yet. Still behind. Storm is done. True. Speaking of. Yeah, Storm doesn't quite land. High Templar goes down. A better trade for Clem. herO force back. It's going to be forced back instead. Oh. As herO tries to commit in. That's a lot of Marauders. And we got a lot of EMPs. Well, lands first. The Storm of the EMP as Clem comes in from behind. Yeah, we're getting ready for this round. hero's caught out. He's caught out. Oh, no, massive EMP catches everything. 0 storms. 0 storms available. And with that Clem, he will just engulf and overwhelm. There's nothing left. So the Colossus, the High Templar, the Immortals go down. And that's game. That's game. Then they're insane surrounding. And herO, he tried so hard to come back in this game, and he almost did. He was on the road to recovery, but again, he was always behind in the bases, behind in the economy, down in the army. It was impressive that herO hung in there for as long as he did, and he forced back Clem like 3-4 different times. He was doing everything he could to recover, but not enough, Bappy, not enough. And with that, herO, his army was reset down to a gateway composition. Down the gateways. Tells his attempt to get away. Behind this, warping more Head Templar, warping Colossus. Clem is about to max out. There's a world where if Clem makes mistakes, if he leaves herO alone, and if Clem doesn't play like Clem, then then maybe. But outside of that, Clem should be fine. Should be fine here. Breaks the southern expansion. Dancing with the main army. We have 1 storm to defend. And the storm does land. We just push it. Yeah, we just dropping. We just drop into the main. No fear, Bappy, no fear. Forcing the recall. And slowly over time, Clem will just pick away at the bases. He just killed the southern expansion, now he should be killing the northern expansion. Remember, recall's on cooldown, so herO cannot save this base. Cannot save it. Clem picks up. Nexus will go down. There are some units here to try to defend, but they will not save the base. Yeah, it will fall. And again, the storms, they graze the army somewhat. Kind of connecting. Poquito. Clem dropping back into the main base, catching out some tech. Yeah, he does scan ahead of time, does see how little there is to defend. Clem might even just dive on this. he can just EMP and dive on the Immortals, and he does. Yeah, massive EMP takes down the Archon. Doesn't collapse on the Immortals though. We'll respect this. Pulls away. Does pull away, once again scanning. Just ensuring just how far ahead he is. Confirming. I mean, nice storms. the best storms of the game, actually. Oh my god, we just tanked the storms to the face. He just takes it to the face, Pappy. But Clem is far enough ahead where he can do this. Like, he can afford to like take a storm and just eat the entire storm, and he's fine. it's fine, Pappy. It's fine. Moves out, catching the Colossus. Does zone away. Zones away back. And again, due to the storms and due to the Colossi, Clem just could not straight up like push and try to end the game. But in this fight, once again, we reset the Colossus count. EMP scored with the High Templar. Clem kites well. At the same time, he does hit the triangular third. Denies all the mining. Oh, another brutal EMP. Covering, blackening everything. And GG. GG gets called. Clem, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG well played. Clem, he will take a lead in the series. Again, winding all the way back. herO, he had a very shaky start. I mean, it was very back and forth early on. herO catching a couple of tanks, but then getting caught out himself, losing a bunch of stalkers. In the end, it all culminated in Clem killing the 4th expansion. And that was the moment that Clem took a massive lead, and Clem got ahead, right? And from that moment on, he never quite let go of that lead. We were of course giving praise to herO because post that there were a lot of really nice moments where herO was causing these zealot run-bys, counterattacks, causing chaos in the bases, and herO was buying time for Colossus and buying time to reestablish his expansions, and that was good and all, and he was recovering, but he didn't recover. He didn't quite catch back up. It was still on the road to recovery, still trying to stabilize, and in the end Clem was still able to catch the army, get the full surround, insane fight, and win it then and there. GG. GG well played. With that, Clem takes the lead, and now we're going to be loading into game number 2. Going to be loading into Winter Madness. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the Protoss player himself, representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Let's go. Let us go. See, chat, herO, the player of the year so far. Yeah. I mean, we were praising herO in the first 3 months of the game, like pre-GSL, because he was winning everything. If you remember, he was winning Little League Cup, Thunderfire. He was winning the Lima League events, RSL. Like herO, he was he was winning everything, and that trend continued coming into May, June, and now coming into July as well. Oh, we're coming into June. That continued with both GSLs, of course. But herO, he's won like all the big premier tournaments of the year and coming into the year as well. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. The one event that herO didn't win was Home Story Cup at the start of the year, but if you remember, he didn't play. Like he wasn't there. It was not a Home Story Cup. Yeah. But we'll see how that streak continues, right? We have Home Story Cup at the end of the month. We have Masters of the Game. That's coming up as well. We, of course, have the Blizzard Cup. That'll be in September. So we'll see if that trend continues. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if hero's going to be at the upcoming Home Story Cup either, to be fair. Like, It's a very low chance it'll be there. But regardless, herO does sneak out across the map. Ooh, he gets caught though. Yeah, it does get caught by the Marine. This time, economic opener out of Clem. Winding it back, if you remember, Clem did go double gas in game 1. Here, single gas, faster CC in game number 2 makes sense on Winter Madness. We did try to emphasize that Ruby Rock does favor aggression, and we saw Clem be hyper aggressive last game. Here on Winter Madness, this map does favor longer macro games. So yeah, here's what you would call an animal. He is, 100%. He's an animal, Pappy. True. So now Clem does go for a hyper greedy build, by the way. This isn't just Rax Expand. This is Rax Expand into BAM! 3rd CC. Just insane greed. herO, he's punishing already early on and catching out 1, 2, 3 Marines. Boys are being pulled. The Marines are getting punished, and they're all going to go down. There's nothing to fill that up. There's nothing to fill the bunker. Yeah, nothing to fill that bunker. More SCV is going to be going down, and Clem getting punished for the greed early on. There's no factory follow-up. There's no Cyclone. There's no Hellion. Bunker does finish. We just ignore the bunker. Yeah, we just walk past. The Stalkers, they just walk past the bunker, Pat. We walk on past, going for the admin as well. Boys are being pulled. More SCVs can be focused down. Oh, catching out of the Marine. Another Marine falls. Oof. And again, this is becoming critical damage. This won't kill, but this is crippling. It's crippling, Pappy. As you just keep rallying Stalkers across the map, we're down to 1 Marine. These SCVs are so very low. And he's going back in. Oh, okay. He thought about it. He thought about going back in. The temptation was there, true. The temptation. I'm back at home. How many gateways? We have, ooh, 2. Okay, 2 gate blink into a 3rd. Economic build out of herO. Yes, very aggressive, very assertive early on, but herO, he will start losing Stalkers. He overextends. Yeah, herO overextends. He got too greedy, pushing further into the mineral line. Gets 1 Stalker. He might get 2 SCVs. Okay. And a Marine. Oh, got the body blocking. Very nice body blocking here out of Clem. Locks down the final Stalker. Locks him down. herO does scout the second Rax and Stim. I'm curious if he does notice the lack of production here again. Like, this was a 3rd CC before second Rax. I feel like if herO had noticed, he would have... I mean, he's still rallying across the map, but I feel like we would have gone for a higher gateway count before expanding if that was the case. This is still a relatively economic build out of herO, but he is finding a lot of damage early on here, and he does recognize, of course, just how little Clem has. And herO, he wants to abuse that. Once again, he just walks in. He walks in. Marauder has arrived. That will help in the fence. Blink is now done. Oh. Marauder gets low. And Marauder does get low. War Prism's on the way with the Prism, and basically hero's not letting up. He is not all in. herO, he's, again, ahead economically, where he's building up his 3rd this entire time. But as he's doing so, he's applying so much pressure here and just punishing the greed of Clem. We can see Clem ready in the main. War Prism means we can reinforce. Prism is coming. hero's not stopping. Oh, gets into the main. Oh, he gets punished though. Yeah, this blink into the main base was not it. He's gonna lose 1, 2, 3 Stalkers. Heavy losses for herO. 4 Stalkers go down. He gets baited. Ay, ay, ay. herO got too greedy. He dug too deep. 4 Stalkers for nothing. Here, now starting to trade. And again, here's not done. Here come the reinforcements. Here he wants to commit the only 2 Marauders. Only 2. He has enough this time. Yeah, he has enough. He can 2-shot. Gets a Marauder, just punishes the Marines, and with that, he's just came with the production. Boys are being pulled, and hero's here to end the game. He's here to kill. Here to end it. Massive weapon of Zealots. Charge is done. We have 2 Marauders left. GG gets called. GG gets called as herO overwhelms, and we're going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Here he does claim game number 2. Again, just hyper aggression out of herO, non-stop, just rallying stalkers across the map, punishing the economy, and of course recognizing just how greedy Clem was. Clem went 3 CC before second racks. Hyper greed there out of Clem, and he did not get away with it. Didn't get away with it, in the end got punished, and with that we're getting into game number 3, the ace match. Let's go. We're jumping into the ace match. We'll see how this story ends. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the South Green Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Let's go. Let us go as we are diving into game 3, the ace match of this series. It all ends here. It all ends on 10,000 feet. Once again, a bit of a smaller map in the map pool, but very defendable. Very defendable map. As a result, you can stabilize and build up on 2 or 3 bases relatively easily, but we'll see if we can get there. We'll see how aggressive our players plan on being. As Clem diverts back to what we saw him embrace in game 1, a double gas. Double gas opener. We saw in game 1 this led into Reaper Hellion, double Reaper, triple Hellion into Widowmine drop. I would say that Clem's early game was lackluster, but the follow-up going into the 3-tank push, that's where Clem was able to start the ball rolling. Did lose 2 tanks initially, but then he punished the stalkers. He was able to get the ball rolling, reinforce, and then eventually break the 4th expansion of herO. Again, that was all happening in game 1. We'll see how we adjust in game 2. Sorry, game 3. Game number 3. Let's go. From here, our players are building up. Now building up, we are amassing. Again, double gas leads into a faster factory, into a delayed CC. And we are going for the reactor first this time. Okay. Different build. Reactor first into add-on swap. You have my attention. Clem, are we going for a 1 base all in? He is. Oh, proxy starport. I was confused. I was like, where's the starport? What's going on? There's no CC. 1 base all in. Proxy starport into a Hellion drop. Hyper committed play here from Clem. The goal here is going to reactor Hellion into drop into the main base. How many Hellions does it take to one-shot a probe? 3. 3 Hellions will one-shot a worker, so 4 Hellions, that leaves you some room for error, of course, to dive in, to one-shot. If these workers line up, you will die. This can straight up end the game. This can just end the game here and now, if this goes unscouted. Stargate open out of herO. Ooh, I want to say this favors Clem. We'll see how many Phoenixes are going to be. Obviously, the Phoenixes can lift the Hellions one at a time, but it's still going to be a very messy defense out of herO. It's going to be very messy. Here come the Hellions. 4 Hellions going to be loading up. Now remember, Clem's natural base is delayed. It's a very late natural here. He's not all in, but it's very, very late. So because of this, if Clem fails to do damage, then he will fall behind. Clem will fall behind as the starport is stuck floating in the air, not doing anything. As of course we committed everything here when it comes to the opener into this Hellion drop. We dive in, and there are 2. There are 2 Phoenixes. They can lift 1. They lift 2. Boys are being pulled. Oh, they're going to be lining up. They can be 2-shot. Oh my god, they're being 2-shot, and that's 4 probes already going to be going down. 6 probe kills. Can we get more? Yeah, the Phoenixes, they drop the Hellions. Another volley goes off. getting up to 9, getting up to 10, 13? Oh god. 13 probe kills. This could have been worse, but it could have been so much better as well, as we're still not done. The Reaper does nice to mine, does some mining here in the natural. 14 probes going to be going down. 15. Can we get 16? No shot. Can we get 16 probes? There's one more in the main. He wants it. Nah, just 15. No, he does. 16. 16 probes. That is a full mineral line, by the way. 16 workers. That's a full mineral line worth of saturation. Now there's nothing left in the main. And that is critical damage. That's critical damage being dealt at the same time. Here he has a counterattack. Cyclone back at home. Double Cyclone even. Yeah, 2 Cyclones. We have Marines. We have a 3rd Cyclone on the way as well. And in the end, the Sphinx Opener, it's not really achieving much of anything here. Does from the main base. We get the lock on. And so far, Clem has a comfortable lead. We're going for the dive. Here he has to. He has to go for the dive. He will get one of the Phoenixes, sorry, one of the Cyclones. Mass repair of the Cyclone, and Clem is holding. GG gets called. The counterattack fails, and Clem, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played, congratulations. Again, hyper aggression out of Clem, going for the proxy starport. As we mentioned, this had to do damage and it went unscouted. Not just that, but Stargate openers notoriously leave you vulnerable. Stargate openers, they leave you vulnerable back at home just because they have limited usage, limited defenses here for herO. In the end, sure, he could lift some Hellions, but that's all he could do. Eventually, they had to be landed. They landed and they got even more damage. 16 probe kills, that is game ending. We saw that there was a chance for herO to recover with a counterattack, but the Phoenixes did nothing. They could do nothing back across the map. Clem, he was ready. He had 3 Cyclones back at home, or a 3rd Cyclone on the way, and we saw herO commit and failed to break the natural. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game 5. We're getting into the grand finals, a best of 5. Okay, getting into a best of 5. We're getting ready here for Clem versus Solar in that TVZ. Whew. But with that, we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have the grand finals. We'll see you soon after said break. See you soon. Take this moment to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your Marines, and hydrate all of your Hydras. We'll see you soon in a couple of minutes. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the grand finals here of the KungFu Cup, week number 11. We just wrapped up with the semifinals. Solar took down Shin 2-0. We saw Clem have a back and forth with herO Clem to take him down 2-1. And now we have our top two players, our two finalists here. A bit of a treat. A TVZ, Clem versus Solar. Let's go. Let's jump into our fresh best of 5. Let's go. Let us go. Game 1 is going to be Ruby Rock as we do jump on in. Now, Solar, he has been very, he's been embracing a very certain style of ZVT as of late, very Shin-esque, very Shin-coded. We'll get into it. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the pink Terran player. We have the pink Terran player himself. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player himself, it is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. We're jumping into a fresh best of 5. Coming into this, as we were trying to allude to, Solar, he's been very... I almost want to say that the meta has shifted in a certain direction, but I don't know if I can really say that with confidence, because the reality is that herO and herO has still been playing differently. Specifically, the Korean Zerg players have been kind of following Shin's lead in regards to 2-base play. We see a lot of 2-base play from players like Shin, Rogue, and Solar, going into 2-base Roach, going into 2-base Lair, 2-base Muta. Not saying that they go for 2-base all-ins, but 2-base openers into delayed third bases has been the go-to for quite a number of months for the majority of 2026. That can lead into Muta play, or that can lead into Ultra play, as it's very common nowadays to see those Ultra rushes. We saw that, of course, be showcased and debuted initially last year at DreamHack Dallas by Shin, but that kind of style had a moment and a couple of months of popularity, of course, before eventually dying out. Now we have returned in a different variety, in a different fashion. There have been some tweaks, of course, some adjustments, as I mentioned, without more 2-base heavy play, and that has permeated throughout the entirety of the Korean meta. I say Korean meta because, as I mentioned, herO and herO still do divert from that a little bit more. They still have their own approach, a lot more Link Bane heavy at times and less so Roach play, but for the most part, like, the Korean Zergs have all kind of been in lockstep in regards to ZVT. So we'll see if Solar does go for Roach play, if he does go for 2-base play, if he does play Link Bane instead. I'm ready. I'm excited so far. Hatch Gas Pool claiming our third. Likewise, Clem going for his own Rax Expand as well. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. Clem does move out across the map, and we'll see if Solar does claim his third, or if he does stay on 2, he will claim his third. Okay, standard build. Standard build, Hatch Gas Pool into a third expansion. This is a lot more Link Bane-esque, as Solar does pull out of gas and does embrace Link Speed. And the Reaper here will dance with the mineral line. The drone is kept safe, so Solar should be able to get his base up and running unimpeded. And there's that third. And welcome to Ruby Rock. Now, Ruby Rock is an interesting map specifically for this matchup. We speak about this all the time, how this map does favor aggression, and it does, right? Shorter rushes, spike round, accessible third bases. We have seen many a Terran push or Terran player kind of embrace that and break a defending Zerg. But because we've been seeing a lot more Roach heavy play, we've seen successful defenses at the third base and more counterattacks and more counterplay as well. Likewise, because of the nature of the map, we can embrace the mid game. The third and fourth bases can be very difficult to defend for the Terran player as well, and we have that back and forth. So we'll see. We'll see how our players do embrace the mid game and what we how we approach this. But now Clem does go for his third CC on location, by the way. That's very greedy, actually. A greedy play here by Clem, cutting corners, going for his third. Third CC into his own 1-1-1. As Reaper does poke in. Can he get a drone? Oh, not quite. Gazi, though. Drone does survive. Wings are kept busy. Otherwise, they could be delaying the third as we speak. But Soul doesn't know, right? It's very uncommon for the third base to be on location, so Soul's not checking. No reason to. Oh my, the KDA charge. Very nice KDA charge. The Reaper does attempt to get away, should be hunted down, and barely does get away. Oh my god. Oh no! Yeah, the Reaper does fall eventually. Soul does lock it down. Behind this, Banshee plays on the way, and Clem does get away with his third CC. No delay. So greedy moves out of Clem, and gets away with it. Likewise, Solar still droning, saturating. We have the 3-1-1 setup behind this as well, so standard follow-up here by Clem. And if it were to be Roaches, then Banshees would be ideal here defensively to build up into a longer game. Meanwhile, Solo going lair first. Ooh, that was a 4:30 lair timing. So this is going to be a lair before Evo Chambers and before the Baneling Nest as well. We're not rushing lair, but lair first. This will keep you somewhat safe. It does mean that we can go for the Baneling Nest into faster Baneling speed. It also means earlier Overseers for Overseer Scouts as well to try to get vision across the map. As the Overlord is going to be zoned away, but does scout the starport and the research as well. Not bad. Does scout. Spore's already done. Banshee moves in. Despite the Spore's positioning, one drone does go down. And there's that Baneling Nest. So it's going to be Ling Bane. From here, we can go into Ling Bane Hydra, or we can go into Mutaplay. Usually, if it's Mutas, though, it's a faster lair. Like, usually, we rush into Mutaplay. We don't casually kind of approach that kind of setup. Not usually. I'm still on the fence just because I don't see any Evo Chambers. As I say that, now they get thrown down. So looking more and more like Ling Bane Hydra. Ling's going to be zoned away. Banshee's a very nice cancellation, actually, forcing a cancel on the 4th base, and this will slow Solo down quite significantly. This means that the setup here, the goal is for Clem to break the 4th, to break that 4th base. That should be the goal when it comes to his bio push. Nice move with the Hellions. He does get surrounded though. Ooh, once again does slip away. And minimizing surface area. More Hellion shots going off. It's 6 drones going down for 4 Hellions. Not a bad trade. And the base is, oh, they come back. They force another cancel. Oh, God. Second cancellation. And we just spoke about this. The goal now, because the space is so late and the creep is going to be so delayed and the army is going to be slowed down and the economy as well, Clem's push should be targeting this expansion. And I'll be honest, at this point, I don't know if Soul can defend it. Not anymore. Not after 2 cancellations. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Meanwhile, it is Ling Bane Hydra as we had assumed based on the double Evo Chamber follow-up and the timing of the lair. So going into Hydra play. Clem, he scouts for a 5th base. There is none. Not yet. And here comes the Bio Army. As I mentioned, the goal should be to break the 4th. Thankfully, there is some creep here. Sola has been very diligent when it comes to spreading creep in this direction. To have some kind of presence. Clem's army is spotted. Baneling speed is done. And there's going to be a window in time here where Clem has 1-1 over the 0-0 of Solar. It's going to be 0-0. Let me dust him in. Tries to sim forward. Rotates back around. And Clem does rotate. Double jump on the right hand side. Again, this creep so far is doing its job. It's slowing down the Terran. 4th base is getting up. And can Solo hold on? Over time, he's building more Hydras, more Banelings, having a much more secure position. Clem, he wants a queen, so he does get him. Oh, 1, 2. Do we get 3? 2 queens and all the tumors. Nice pick ups here by Clem. Punching Solar. Yeah, Solar is punished. Meanwhile, creep going to be denied here on the top side. 5th base under fire. Solar should defend. But he's being spread thin. Clem trying to create an opening. Ooh, reinforcing on the top side. It does reinforce. Clem denying the active tumors. Catching out the tumors. There is Ling Bane on the top side. So far, Sola's keeping up. So far, so good. The bull is still in Clem's court. But Sola has the tools to defend. Oof. I say that. So Lings get punished. So another queen goes down. The hatchery is getting very low. Yeah, very low expand. Oh my god. Does force a pickup. No major mine shots. Sola still holding on at the same time. Clem does move in. Oh, does take a massive aim to the face. Yeah, takes a aim to the face. Does not target it down. Solar is holding. He's holding back. Oof. Sniping the Spore. Rotating back in. Both armies are maxing out. Behind this, Hive is on the way. Solar taking up into Vipers, into Lurkers. He's almost there. I'm thinking more Viper tech more than anything. But it is getting there. Likewise, some decent mine shots. Oh my god. Got some decent action, but tanks are going to be overwhelmed. And Solar holds. Solar, he's holding on here. He shuts out every single tank at the same time. A triple drop here on the top side. Sorry, double drop. Not enough Marines. Nice defense. Up. Solar almost gets a full medevac. Casito. But Solar's holding. And he's holding on, and so far this just has not been good enough here for Clem, and not good enough damage. Clem is losing map control, and back at home his defense is going to be vulnerable. He doesn't really have much here to defend. Planetary on the top side, a limited Sim City, no depots, no center tower. Clem, we needed more damage. So far, once again, decent mine connections. Yeah, the mines are decent. Nice target finding the Hydras. They overextend. Oh no, the Hydras! Yeah, they overextend, but we have more reinforcements coming in. Solar, he might just have enough. Yeah, getting into the mineral line. SCVs, they start going down. Bio army is turned away. And Clem has been broken. Clem, he has been broken. That's going to be 14 dead SCVs. Again, so much supply just trapped here on the top side. They do nothing. Dead supply, papi. Oh my god. Yeah, a bit of Excel load, but there's just not enough here. There's not enough here to really threaten. And with that Solar, he cleans up the drop. 17 SCV kills. Solar can now remax, and Solar, he is now gaining map control. Up until this moment, up until that fight in the center of the map, it was Clem who had map control, who was punishing Solar, who was applying pressure, who almost killed the 5th expansion. But Solar did hold on. He's held on, he's stabilized, and now it's Solar's turn to be able to return the favor. And it's looking bleak here for Clem. Oh. It's looking bleak. He has to be active, going for another push. Especially on Ruby Rock, you can't turtle up on this map. Like, there's a reason why there's no SimCity here. Like, you cannot turtle. It's so difficult to turtle up here on Ruby Rock. And he does have his liberation zones. The lurkers likewise have arrived. We have lurker upgrades on the way. Oh. Dragging the mine, forcing friendly fire even. Well, here come the Vipers. We can abduct. He gets one. Oh, yeah, some messy trades, but does get one abduction. Oof. And likewise goes to the power bomb as well, catching out more widow mines, dragging shots, and you can see this everything just swing in favor here of Solar. The momentum has shifted. I mean, shifted quite some time ago. The aggression just was not good enough from Clem. Was not good enough. And again, there were a couple of key moments, right? There was Clem taking a bailing shot to the face. There was Clem failing to kill this expansion despite it getting quite low. Didn't break the 5th. Getting caught in between the bases. And with that Solar going for the kill. Oh, doesn't quite break through the bio army. Not quite. Gotta respect the Liberators. At the same time, does deny the expand. And Clem still stuck on 3 bases. He's stuck, Bappy. No. He's going to be stuck. I mean, Clem, he's holding on to what bases he does have, and he's slowly building up that Liberator count, but oh no. He barely holds on. Holds on to the Liberator. Oh, pushing into the lurkers though. Not the best trade here from Clem, but he will overwhelm. Again, bearing in mind he doesn't have any ghosts. He can't afford them. Not like this. So no snipes. Just has to force his way through. Thankfully no Zerglings down here. Solo does rotate. Solo rotating over, double expanding, taking these southern bases. There is a world where if Clem can successfully defend and turtle up on 4 bases, then he can try to stabilize, but we did emphasize just a couple of moments ago how difficult it is to do so on this map. It's just so open. So open. Oof. Mine shots going off. This time forcing friendly fire. Powerbomb on the Medivacs. The Medivacs stay stack. CC goes out. Massive pickup. Kills the CC. Oof. And Solo's pushing through. At the same time, Clem gaining ground on the top side instead. But Solo can afford to lose it. He just evacuates. Evacuates the expansion. Gives up on the top side. Racing back home to defend. That is still a lot of Liberators. True. But Solo breaks the natural. Getting some of the production. Came to the starports. Catching up the fusion core as well. Solo is supply blocked and that is hurting him. Stuck at 188 for a while there. But again, he should still be fine. Liberators are good, but not that good. As the Spore even catches one of the Liberators as well. Powerbomb, cleans up all the libs. Cleans them up, happy. Kills the Planetary as well. Oh my god. And we've been coping for a while. It's been a while. It's been like 6 minutes. I mean, there was always a chance that Solo slips up and overextends. It's happened before. True. If Solo took a couple of bad fights into Liberation Zones, then maybe. Then maybe. But again, Clem has just been relying on Solo making mistakes. Heavily reliant. As things I to the mineral line, main army once again being shut down. There's no more Liberators. As I mentioned before, no ghosts. No easy way to deal with all these lurkers. Oof. GG gets called. And Solo takes game number 1. GG. GG well played. Again, a very intense game here, a very, very high octane from Clem as he was trying to break the 5-base setup of Solar. As he mentioned, Clem had momentum, but he did fail to push up any of these ramps. The 4th base was secured. The 5th base got low, but did not go down. And with Clem failing to break any of these expansions, despite forcing 2 cancellations, by the way, like I thought for sure he would break the 4th, but he spent so much time in the center of the map. That's why I do have to give credit to Solar. I have to give credit when it comes to the creep spread. That where the creep did slow down Clem quite heavily. And because of that, Solo built up his Linkbane Hydra, built up his army. GG. GG all played. In the end, Solo, he defended his 5 bases, and then he just snowballed out of control. So now we're loading into game 2, going to be loading into the Old Republic. Let's go. This time a much larger map, a much more larger map here, and as a result, we should be able to more comfortably get into a longer game, if that's what we want. We'll see. As spawning at the top side, we have the French Terran player. We have the pink Terran down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back and make a series out of this. For Team Liquid, it is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player himself leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. So, let us go. A way to deal with all the lurkers. Can't we just let them lurk, Bappy? True, true. No. They have to come out. It's the ice now. Good to see you, Bappy. Good to see you. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. So calming down and getting to our own setup here on the Old Republic. Again, because of the larger map, does typically entail more economic builds. It means we can slow things down a little bit and build up into 4 bases. I will say that Zerg players are favored on this map when it comes to longer games, once again, just because of how open the map is, how exposed the 4th, the 5th, and the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th base are, and even the 6th base. So it can be very difficult to, similar to Ruby Rock actually, it can be very difficult as a Terran player to turtle up. And to fortify your bases getting into the late game is very difficult on this map. So we often see a lot of Terran players struggle and fail to defend on this map, including Clem. Like Clem, Maru, the best Terrans in the world, do struggle here on Old Republic in longer games. So we're expecting an earlier timing attack. We're expecting earlier aggression at the Clem to avoid that kind of game state. And we'll see if we can do so. I will say that the game on Ruby Rock doesn't bode well, because it was very similar, where Clem had to end the game early, and the moment he failed to do so, like, everything just kind of swung in favor of Solar. That's kind of a similar dynamic that we're expecting here as well. Here we go. And so far, link speed is on the way. We pull out a gas. With this, we're claiming a 3rd base as well. So far, hatch gas pull into what should be, once again, link main Hydra. Because this map is larger, this does access, or this does suddenly open up the potential for muta play. As your Lord was left idle, that's going to be a kill. Supply looking Solar. Yeah, that's just... I was going to say, that should not have happened. It looks like Solar thought that was a pillar. Solar. How long has this map been out? Meanwhile, a big shout to Sort of. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. I hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a good time. Hope you had a good time, whether it was on the PTR or not. Take care, Pappy. Take care. Thank you, Pappy. Thank you. And welcome, everyone. Welcome, one and all, to the grand finals here of the Old Republic. Solar, he just got scammed. He just... It looks like he assumed that the Overlord would be safe here, but it got shut down early on. So a bit of a messy start from Solar. Yeah, strategical W. Let's go. True. The Basilisk memes. The science victory. I still don't fully understand that, but sure. For those who are unaware, the Basilisk branding is that, and often whenever there's like a win from Serral or Raynor or Trigger on socials, they call it a science win. Sure, why not? Interesting. Este sort of. Get some rest, Pappy. Get some rest. Yeah. Hold on. I gotta give a shout out. Slash out. Go. As from here, you see Clem poking, prodding. Behind this, we have our standard follow-up here going 3 CC Banshee. Banshees have arrived, checking Solar's vision, of course, especially after losing that Overlord. Solar has not been able to confirm the follow-up exactly. Ideally, should be playing it safe. As Solar this time does go double Eva Chamber first. Now, last game we saw Lair first out of Solar at 430. This time, double Eva Chamber. Solar's going to be cutting some corners, faster upgrades, a much more link vein heavy follow-up here into a later Lair. This also means that, of course, there's no access to Overseers. Not this early on. Spore being thrown down at the natural, and we have another Spore in the main in position for Liberators. Not quite in the mineral lines. Meanwhile, Cloak was not researched. My apologies. I could have sworn I saw it earlier, but just one Banshee. Just one Banshee. So minimal investment here by Clem, claiming his 3rd base and building up. Minimal investment. Banshee's revealed. And Solar should be fine. Should be fine. It's keeping up faster upgrades, later Lair. There's no punish for that. Backup Spore in the main. Once the Banshee was revealed, we do reposition the Spores. Ready for the Banshees. And Clem is going to be active, but we'll see if we can get anything done here. Now, I believe the armory should be done in time. The armory is about to finish up, which means we can morph in these Hellbats. Tank moves in as well. Clem pushing towards the 4th. And Solar, can he keep up? Remember, he has no Banelings, true. Yeah, no Banelings. If you recall, he did go double lever chamber, so delayed Baneling nest. 4th base under fire. Queens are trying to hold on. So far, catching out one of the Hellbats. Down to 3. Down to 2. Yeah, 2 Hellbats left. Oof. Nice starting firing here out of Solar. Collapsing on top of the tank, going for the Medevacs as well. And Solar, does he have enough? He does. Yeah, he does have enough. He breaks through all the tanks, takes down all the Hellbats as well, and Solar holds. He holds on, Bappy. This is a big investment from Clem as well. Clem, he lost 2 Medevacs, a tank, and the Hellbats. Ay, ay, ay. The heavy losses for Clem. Solar, he holds, he defends. We'll still lose the Overlord. But Clem, he has to wait for his Medevacs. He's overstimmed. He's softened up. He's coming. Medevacs are on the way, but this time they're going to be Banelings. There's going to be Bane defense. Solar, a little bit risky here. He does go for a counterattack. And he moves out across the creep will buy time. And there's not much at home to defend. We got a Banshee. We got one Banshee against a wave of Zerglings. Marines, they do come in time, and they get surrounded. Oh, not quite. Yeah, nice positioning, nice reaction. Marines, they avoid the surround. Ooh, massive tank shot to the Banelings. Clem is moving in. That hatchery is getting very low. Yeah, it's getting low. Again, nice defense here by Clem. I will say there was a missed opportunity for Soul to surround the Marines, for sure. There was some messy control there, but at the same time, Soul was also defending, so there was a lot going on. Solar is rushing into Hive. I believe this time without a Hydroden. Yeah, there's no Den, there's no Spire either, so we're just straight up Ling Bane, rush into Ultras. We do have access to potentially early Infestors, but there's no Infestors yet. So Solar is cutting some corners here, and he wants those Ultralisks. The question is Solar going to be punished for skipping on those Infestors? Without Fungal Growth, this 4th base is going to be that much more exposed. That much more vulnerable. It's going to be a tough hold. It's going to be a tough hold here. At the same time, Solar does roll in. Ooh, does get a couple of mules, a couple of SCVs. Hatchery does go down. But that is going to be 8 workers falling. Not just 8 workers, we're not done. And Lings, they move in, catching out more SCVs. Clemmy rotates. Solar did have a backup 4th. And that is brutal damage. 9 SCVs. Clem getting caught unsieged. We'll lose a couple of tanks. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 tanks should go down. But there's not many. Oh no, there's plenty. There's plenty of Banelings. Queens overextend, losing out 1, 2, almost 3 queens. Yeah, this is some rough trades here from Solar. Losing his queens, and he might not have enough Ling Bane. There's just so many Marines, so much fire. Yeah, Marines, they stem in. Marines are overwhelming, and there's only a handful of Banelings left. Yeah, the spread is just too good. There's just not enough Banelings here for Solar, and the Marines, they overwhelm. They overwhelm the army. They break the main base. They break the 4th. Now they're pushing it towards the 5th, and GG gets called, and Clem will claim the game and tie up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Solar, he had a lot of potential with his counterattacks and run-bys, and I will say there were some missed opportunities to find some more damage. More importantly, though, once we saw Clem break that forward base, I mean, that was almost game then and there, right? Supplier-wise, larva-wise, saw that Solar was unable to keep up. As we try to emphasize, Solar was being greedy, though. He was intentionally cutting corners, choosing not to go Infestor, choosing to go Ling Bane, straight into Hive, straight into Ultras, and he did not get away with it. Didn't get away with a greed. GG. GG, well played. We have our back and forth. We have a series, and we're jumping to game number 3. Bearing in mind, this is a best of 5. Best of 5. We have a longer series, a longer couple of games ahead of us. Let's go as we load into White Rabbits. And again, Solar being cheeky, trying to get into those Ultras, punished for it in the end, and now we get into game 3. We'll see how Solar does adjust. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the Pink Terran player, the Pink Terran himself, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Tying up the series 1-1. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Red Zerg player, the Red Zerg player himself. being forced into a tied series. It is Solar. Oh, let's go. As we're moving up with not just one, with 2 SCVs. Proxy 2-Rax here at a Clem. Infamously, Solar has struggled in the past against 2 and Proxy 3-Rax as well. We've seen Solar die many a time to overextending, pulling the boys and losing far too many drones. Bearing in mind, though, that this is going to be only 2 SCVs and not 3, so not as big of a commitment. Here, we're designed to get some damage done and then macro behind it, typically. Well, hold on. Wait, my apologies. No shot, we're going Proxy Reaper. We have a gas on the way behind this. We are taking our gas geyser. Especially with the positioning here as well. You have my attention. You have my attention, Clem, as we are mining gas much earlier than expected when it comes to a regular 2-Rax. Okay, okay. Let him cook. Let him cook, Pappy. Let him cook. Show us the Reapers. As Reaper production has begun. 2-Rax Reaper is very rare, by the way. This is why I'm like bringing attention to this. Going 2-Rax Reaper is much more committed, much more dedicated, just because you have to take your gases, right? And this will delay your expansion. It will delay the follow-up. So much more dedicated here. And much more difficult to get damage done is what I will say. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on Clem. Going for a TBT build. As we try to get the bunker up and running in between the bases, so we'll get spotted. So does react, and will not be able to deny this. It does save the drone. Spine crawler immediately going to be on the way. So taking this very seriously. Very seriously. Lings a zone, they buy time, collapsing on the SCV, and the bunker will not finish. Yeah, and without that bunker finishing, there's no... Yeah, there's no setup here between the bases. There's no backbone to this push. Reapers are trading well, but once the queen pops, I mean, what can the Reapers really do? Yeah, even cancels. Like, Solar, he recognizes he doesn't need the spine crawler. He's fine. Oh. Yeah, get a crazy build here by Clem. Going Proxy 2-Rax Reaper in a ZBT is wild. I mean, obviously, if the bunker gets up and running, it has potential, but it didn't. So Solar's going to be fine. Link speed is halfway done. As I mentioned before, the follow-up here is going to be delayed, going for the CC on low ground, going for a faster factory into Hellion production. But Solar's looking good. Solar fails us around. Queens are getting low. Uh-oh. Oh, does get a queen. Okay. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol by Solar, losing one of the queens. Clem is racing back home. Even going reactor behind this. A little bit greedy here by Clem, but does go reactor into Hellion. And Clem should be fine. He should be fine against a counterattack. He does not get caught out. He doesn't get surrounded. The Reapers, they race back home to defend. Solar hoping to delay the CC, but the CC, it's going to be close. Does it finish? Yeah, it doesn't finish in time. Again, it is going to be close. Lings try to collapse in. Oh, they go for the Reapers. They get, oh my, they get in. They get in. They get into the main base. That should not have happened. But the CC does complete. Hellions are on the way. And does Solar get punished? Yeah, the Hellions have popped out. SCVs are going down. But Clem defends. Yeah, Clem, he will defend. He will clean this up completely here. Will lose 5 SCVs in the process, but does finish his command center. And we have a third CC on the way. We're getting rowdy. Okay. So Clem, he does have the setup here to recover economically. Meanwhile, Solar is going for a faster lair on 2 bases. Much faster lair. Roach Warren also gets thrown down. I was theorizing that we could even go into meter play, but with this Roach Warren, it looks like a Roach all in. It looks like fast lair in a fast Roach speed. Lings epic forward. Lings epic in. There's one less queen to defend than we should have. But there is a transfuse. Yeah, we have transfuse in the end. Solar he is holding for now. Popping out a 4th queen. Are we tempted to go into Pneumatized Carapace? I feel like if we were, we'd already see it by now. to go to Drop Lords plus Roaches to send these queens across the map. Now the Solar here is just holding the line. Oh, almost losing another queen. And these queens are getting very low. The Maverick putting in a lot of work here. And do we just overwhelm? Solar, he's going for the counter attack. He has no lings. Yeah, he has no defensive lings, and the queens are going down. We're out of transfuse energy. The Roaches, they pop out just in time. This is so clutch. Oh my god. Yeah, Roaches, they pop out to defend. Lings, they punish the fact that there's very little to defend back at home here for Clem. Delaying mining, diving on the Hellion, and they will get a kill. Hellion goes down, gets one SCV. Second worker falls. And yep, there it is, Pneumatized Carapace. So when I saw the heavy queen count with Roaches on the way, it felt like the ideal to go into a German taxi. To go into a German taxi, to go for a 2-base all-in. I will say that Pneumatized Carapace could have been started a little bit earlier, but that would have disrupted queen production as well. So, and then that was necessary, right? If we had like 1 or 2 less queens, then that could have been game. That could have been Clem just breaking the position here and now. So it was a tough call to make. Here come the Drop Lords, here comes the all-in. And it's going to be a tough hold here for Clem. Why? Third TC. Remember, he rushed into the third TC. Back at home, there's going to be 1 tank to defend. And here comes Solar. He's coming. Typically, the Banshee would be ideal in this position, but that's what the queens are for. That's why we have the Drop Lord to fight back against the Banshee. There's going to be 2 Banshees to defend. Banshees are revealed. Queens are coming. Queens are coming in. Banshees, do we get some free damage here? Do we have a detection? We do. Yeah, here comes that detection. Clem trying to buy some time. That's still a lot of damage being done on the Roaches. They're getting so low. Oh my god. Massive tank shots. Yeah, massive connections here. And these Roaches were premature. They were premature. The queens, they needed to be a little bit further forward. Nice snipe here on the medevac. Oh my god. Barely does snipe. But that was how many? That was 5 Roaches going down and a Ravager before the queens arrive. So Solar getting a little bit too excited. And he's droning. He's droning up back at home. The all-in has failed. Yeah, the all-in has failed. Clem, he has a comparable economy. His third CC is ready to go. And Solar does recognize he has to back off. He has to back off. He has to retreat. Spreading creep as best he can. Spreading creep from behind or from like backwards from across the map. And we have a game. it was a rocky road to get there, but we have a game. Both players are macroing. A Raven pops out to deny all this creep. We built up to 3 Banshees. The queens, they're racing back home. Yeah, the queens are still not back home to defend. So nice punish. Yeah, nice punish here as 1 queen does go down. Late transfuse. Keeping Solar busy. Clem, he breaks out, and Clem can now expand. And I would even say that Clem has a better economy at the moment. He has a better economy. Claiming his third. He has triple mules, triple SV production. Solar, he needs a 4th basis. 4th basis late 4th expansion. And the supply is lying. The soup does lie, Pappy does lie. Here, Solar technically up, what, 20 supply, but I mean, Roaches are inflated. So inflated army supply and down in economy. So Clem can and will catch up. Now, there's still going to be a window here in time where Solar may just commit on Lair Tech and just go for a Lair Tech all in. 1-1 upgrades are almost done. So we can get these upgrades up and running and then commit across the map. And just double down, not join up the 4th base and just use this for Larva. So there's a window here for a second all-in. And you can see Solar setting up for it. Yeah, he's setting up, spreading creep. He's spreading creep. Plus on range is almost done. We have more Roach Ravager amassing. We can see Solar, he does cut works at 59. Doesn't even fully saturate on 3 bases. And here comes the second all-in. Let's go. Again, the longer this game goes on, the better it is for Clem. So it's all or nothing for Solar. Back at home, we have 4 tanks, no bunkers, limited SimCity. The tanks are somewhat exposed. Shows the biles. Oh, massive armor shed. Yeah, massive shed of the armor. 1 tank goes down to 3. 3 tanks left, down to 2. Oh my god, down to 2 tanks. Boys are being pulled. Desperation here by Clem. And down to 1. Down to 1 tank. The piles are connecting. Again, the tanks were exposed. And with that, Solar's done it. Solar, he has done it. He has broken through. The second all-in works. GG gets called. And Solar, he will take a lead in the series 2-1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. We almost stabilized into a macro game, but again, Solar, he did cut workers at 60, was it 60, 62 or 64? At sub 66, sub 3 base saturation, cut workers early on, built up into a second wave, a second all in, and again, Clem's tanks were out in the open. They were not behind any kind of bunkers or SimCity. They weren't on the high ground either. They were on the low ground even, so they were very accessible, very exposed and vulnerable to the biles, to those Ravager biles that went down one after the other. GG. GG, well played. Clem caught with his pants down, and with that, Solar is now 1 game away from claiming the series. Clem has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Let's go. But bearing in mind, this came off of the back of Proxy 2x Reaper, which is insane. Like that is a very rare build in TVZ. That was wild. But let's go. Let's go. This morning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the pink Terran player, the pink Terran himself. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid down in the series. Can he bounce back and force the ace match? It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, leading the series 2-1 and 1 game away from becoming our champion. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go as we are calming things down, settling into game number 4 of our best of 5 series. Welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is a larger map of the map pool, longer rush distance by grounds. We often do see longer and later games here, and I will say that Terran players are typically a little bit more comfortable on this map, embracing a longer game state and turtling up into the late game. We'll see if Clem takes us in that direction. So far, the series has been very aggressive though. It's been very aggressive, very high octane. Some of the games have been lasting a little bit longer, but it's all been off of the back of aggression. Up until this moment though, the maps have been favoring more aggressive styles. This is where we can start to embrace something a little bit more macro oriented. And we'll see if Clem embraces that. Solar as well. Is this where we calm things down? We go. From here we are just building up. Again, standard openers this time. Last game we had the Proxy 2x Reaper. This time everything's back at home. It's all back at home here. Just racks, expand, standard opener. Likewise, we'll keep an eye on Solar. Just because this map does typically favor longer and later games, we can see Solar cut corners. He may choose to cut some corners here and try to go for faster upgrades or faster tech. There are options. That is going to be more viable. 6 lings? Oh, okay. Solar making an extra pair of lings early on. Interesting. Ling speed is on the way. Does pull out of gas. Typically 4 lings should be enough, but he's also up against Clem, right? Clem, best Terran in the world. Maybe believes that he does need an extra pair just to survive and minimize losses. Fair enough. Clem's Reaper does hit different. Clem does poke in, does pull away. Behind this Clem, oh, okay, choosing to be aggressive here despite the more macro tendencies of this map. A straight up 1-1-1. No third CC, by the way. Okay, so much more aggressive here, much more assertive. With this will mean a faster Banshee, and this can lead into an earlier armory, into a Hellbat push. If you remember, we saw a Hellbat push earlier in the series on the Old Republic, which was the one game that Clem did win, where he was able to out-trade and overwhelm and punish the greed of Solar. Is Solo going to be greedy again? Was in that game where Solo did go double Evo Chamber first and went for a faster Infestation Min into faster Hive. Hellions broke in, getting one drone so far. Just one. And denied mining. Denies some mining. Gets one drone. Losing 2 Hellions this early on means that we probably shouldn't be going for an armory, as this will weaken any kind of Hellbat push that we would potentially head into. So that wasn't quite worth it for Clem. And behind this, we should just be going for a delayed 3rd CC. There is a world where Clem throws down 2 more Raxes and goes for a 3-1-1 on a 2-base setup, which would be insane. But, I mean, we've seen that before. We could double down, but we're leaning more towards a 3rd command center. Meanwhile, Solo going for a bit of an earlier lair. That's a 4:15 lair timing. Interesting. Earlier lair. There's that 3rd CC. Now, because this 3rd base is so late, Clem needs to do damage. He needs to find some damage here with either the Hellions or the Banshees. Posturing is not good enough. As we look for an opening. So far, 6 Hellions. Yeah, it doesn't quite find a way in. Banshees, they do hit the natural. Once again deflected. Spores in position. And Hellions do not find a way in. Solo's holding. So far, so good. Solo, he holds, he defends, he's droning. Building up his 3rd base, which is having the Queens. Or we do have the Transfuse. Solo holding the line. The high NG Queen is getting low, though. Yeah, it does get low. No detection. The Queen is going to go down. What a mess. Oh my god. Barely keeping it alive. The Queen survives. Hellions, they try to get into the middle line once again. As Solo, he's somewhat keeping up. Yeah, he does keep up, catching out the Reaper. And Solo holds. Whew. Solo, he does hold on. Very tense, though. Very, very tense. And you can definitely argue that a bunch of Zerglings were forced out. Queens as well. Did force a reaction, did force a response. And more importantly, what this did do is deny the 4th. So 4th base is late for Solar. Clem and now establishing his 3rd. Solo now going double Evo Chamber, so later upgrades. Later chambers, later upgrades, later 4th base, later economy. And we might even force a cancel. Oh my god, it does force a cancel as well. Very nice. So Clem doesn't do any game-ending damage, but he does enough to take a lead. To start to take a lead here. Another drone goes down, another delayed 4th. 2 drone kills. Clem doing well. He's doing well for himself. And this does create an opportunity here for Clem. It does mean that Clem does have a bit of a window here to potentially break either the 4th or 5th base. We tried to emphasize this on Ruby Rock, and we saw that Clem, he misses window and he misses timing. This time, though, he wants that 4th. Again, because it's so late, we have limited larva, limited production, limited economy, and limited creep as well. Solo does scout this. He knows. Does spot the army. He's racing over. We have plenty of banelings. Because of the earlier lair, we might have delayed upgrades, but we do have faster baneling speed. And specifically in this position with baneling speed, Solo should defend. He should be okay. A Solo can lure the army in, then flank the army from behind. Speaking of, it does go for the dive. Dives in, catching out the tank. Ooh, that's a lot of banelings on the tank, but does clean this up. A little bit inefficient. A little bit inefficient there, which is a little bit concerning. 4 CCs on the way. I'm still able to maintain himself though. Yeah, applying pressure. Solo going for the backstab, trying to at least. Turns back around. There was potential for damage here though. At the 3rd specifically. Solo tries to move in. Once again, nice tank positioning here. Getting 1, 2, 3 tank volleys. Tank does survive. Very strong punish. Massive tank shots. No creep here whatsoever. And Clem's not done. He's not done, going for his own double job towards the 5th. Clem has been trading well. Solar, can he keep up? As we are massing those Hydras. Get this time Link Bane Hydra out of Solar. He's not being as greedy as he was on the Old Republic. Ooh, we'll still lose the Queen. Losing 1, losing 2. They're massive pickups. 2 Queens go down. Late transfuse. It's a late transfuse there from Solar. Clem popping off. It's popping off, happy. Yes, Clem, he can now overwhelm. There is some decent creep here, I will say. Decent creep here at the 5th. My shot's going off, catching up Banelings. We get some connections here. But Clem is pushing. He's pushing in. Once again, some nice SimCity here for Clem. Or nice positioning, I should say. Solo, he attempts to flank. And Solo, can he hold on? Both players are maxed out. Both are maxed. Nice spread here from Clem. Recommit. Yeah, he commits in. And the mine shots, they'll go for mainly the Hydras. Banelings, they push in. Tank goes down and Solo holds. So, oh my god, the Baneling shot. Through the mine shot. Mine shot on the Banelings. Massive connections. And 0 Banelings left. His only Ling Hydra. Solo, he cannot fight this head on. Solo, he will lose everything. He needs Banelings. No. And without Banelings, again, Hydras, they cannot hold their own. They're so vulnerable. They're so fragile. Every Hydra falls, and Clem is done. He breaks through the main army. GG gets called, and Clem will tab the series 2-2. GG. Ay, ay, ay. GG, well played. Again, we saw one massive mine connection on so many Banelings there towards the end. In that final engagement, when Solar tried to collapse in, he lost so many Banelings, and too many. In the end, that cost him the game. That cost him the game. He lost every single Baneling with that Ling Hydra. Cannot contest against a bio army, and he saw it just crumble. You saw it crumble. GG, well played. With that, we're tied up 2-2. We're going to the ace match. GG. Oh, GG, well played. We're going to game 5. We're going to be loading into Mothership. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Mothership, we have the French Terran player, the French Terran player himself. We have the pink Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And in the bottom side, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg being forced into that series. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. Again, Solar, for the most part, he was able to keep up with Clem. As we mentioned, both players did max out. Both players had built up, but it all came down to that one big engage in the center of the map, with Solar overextending, with him losing all of his Ling Bane, or specifically losing all of his Banelings, and then that just snowballing out of control. Then Clem, he could just stim on in, he could stim and win, and he did. He did. He broke the expansion, broke the army. GG. With that, we're settling into the ace match here. Welcome to Mothership. Mothership is a 3-player spawn map. We do have a little bit of RNG here as a result of that. As a result, we do often see a lot of CC first on this map, but Clem does not risk it. Oh my god. Not at all. Opening up 2 racks. Reaper in the main. Maru, is that you? Okay. I don't think I've seen Clem do this before, but Maru, he was very fond of this during his run in GSL. We saw a lot of 2 ranks Reaper against Shin inside of the main, so maybe inspiring some of the other Terrans out there. What is the purpose of this? Well, there's a bit of a give and take. Because the Raxes are inside of the main, it takes longer for the Zerg player to realize what's going on, even with an Overlord scout. So the Overlord is moving in and won't see anything here at the natural, so we'll assume it's a standard opener, when really it's anything but. The downside, of course, is that it does mean that your CC is going to be a little bit more exposed, as you do not have the wall off early on at the ramp or at the entrance to defend your natural to build up into the early to mid game. So there's a bit of a back and forth, but ideally you do want to catch your opponent off guard with the excess Reapers that Solar should not really be expecting. That is the goal. Zero does poke in. Does spot the Reaper. Is aware. I like the movement here for the Overlord, trying to avoid said Reaper. As we do see Clem scouting top right, as he's not aware of the positioning here of Solar. Did not see the Overlord. So it's going to be a delayed scout here from Clem. Now racing back over. I will say that because of the rally as well, Solar's Overlord did not see the second Reaper. Nope. He hasn't seen anything, actually. Oh my god. Behind this, we do see the Solar. He's droning. He does prioritize link speed, thankfully, and he does not rush into a third base. So Solar looks like he was able to piece together what was going on. Solar playing it very safe on 2 bases, and Solar should be fine. Should be fine. If Solar had taken a third expansion and had delayed link speed, then he'd be in trouble here. But in the end, the 2x Reaper build didn't really achieve much, or didn't achieve what Clem was hoping for. And behind this, Clem rushing to his third CC. So it's going to be a 3 CC 2-on-1 out of Clem and trying to recover economically. Will lead into a sim timing. But early on, I do give the edge to Solar. So far. Solar, he defends well. Now we can counterattack. Reapers are racing back home. As you mentioned before, that outside of not going to Rex Reaper on the low ground means that your natural is very exposed, very open. No Hellions to defend, and these SCVs may go down. Yeah, force to evacuate. Solar was distracted. Does he get in? No, he does. He gets into the main, and SCVs are going to go down. We could even try to disrupt some of the production. Boys being pulled. So far, very nice mineral walking here by Clem. Oh, he walks well, but that's still going to be 7, 8 SCV kills. That is critical damage. Oh my god, insane damage here. And again, this shows you exactly why it can be risky to not wall off here at the natural when you go for this. The exact punish was there. Ay, ay, ay. Rough start for Clem. I mean, there's a world where Clem evacuates, lifts up the depots, and he's just denied mining. But here, worst case scenario, losing 9 SCVs. And now Clem needs to counterattack. Just try to move in. We're now going to be deflected. There is an opportunity here to maybe try to bypass the queens and get into a mineral line, either the natural or the third. Clem is looking for damage. At the same time, Solar going for the counterattack. Yeah, Solar, he does go for the backstab, but we do not have a Hellion on the way. No, there's nothing! There's nothing to defend. The Lings are going to be a little bit distracted, though. Hellions go for the dive. Yeah, they go for the dive. Solar gets into the middle line. More SCV's going to be going down. Clem, he's crippled back at home, and Clem has not enough across the map. Yeah, just 2 Reapers and a Hellion will get a couple of drone kills. But this pales in comparison. Pales in comparison. Solar, he gets into the main base once again. Another 7 SCVs. 8 workers going down. Ay, ay, ay. Once again, punishing the fact there was nothing home to defend. I don't blame Clem just because there was a lot of pressure on him to get damage done, so he just moved out with everything, so he was vulnerable back at home, and he was exposed. Clem was exposed. He was caught with his pants down. Solar's not done. Moving out once again. He wants the Marines. He just like, there we go. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Marine kills will save the Overlord. And Solar can just rally. He can just rally in. Again, lack of Sim City, lack of defenses, lack of Hellions. Marines are not good enough. Not without Stim. Not without Stim. And Solar's miles ahead. So he is miles ahead here. There's a world where if these Banshees can pop off, then maybe, but because they just got revealed, Solar, he should have Spores, and he does. Like, Spores are ready back at home. Queens are ready as well. We're going into Spire play, going to Mutas. Usually this is a little bit risky, but because Solar's far ahead, he can get away with Muta play as well. Clem will force a cancel at least. He will deny the 4th expansion. It's something. But Clem needs more than this. Yeah, there's a cancellation. Queens respond. And now is the time to pull off. So Clem is harassing on the right hand side with Banshees, does deny the 4th base. At the same time, double jump towards the left hand side. Can he deny the 4th base for a second time? If he can, Clem can start to recover. Like, he's still behind, don't get me wrong, but this is like we're on the road. We're on the road to recovery. Gets behind the mineral line. Tank will siege. The goal here, cancel the 4th base for a 2nd time, and he will. Yeah, big cancellation. So far, so good. Solar cannot expand. He cannot expand. As he's being denied bases, Clem landing his own 3rd CC on location. Dropping into the main. The big worry, the big concern, though, are going to be the Mutalisks, because there are no turrets. Again, Clem doesn't know. Clem has no idea. Now he does. He spots the mutas. Big scout. Big scan. Clem. He's aware of what's going on. Mutas, they try to collapse on this army. We're going for the Banshees. Where are we headed? Banshees are going to be cleaned up, and Solar will gain map control. So again, Solar still has a lead, right? Like, this has been really good damage here from Clem. He denied 2 bases, and he got a scout off, confirming the mutas as well. But Clem is now stuck at home. He should now be stuck at home. Oof. As Clem attempts to get away. Will trade as best he can. Nice positioning here from Clem. He can protect his army. And Clem, he's almost made it back home. He will. Makes it back home to defend. Turrets are now done. And even if Solar isn't going to find much damage here, what he is doing is containing Clem on 3 bases. Keeping Clem contained, and now the drop play is subsiding, right? The big advantage and the big way for Clem to recover in this game was with drop play, but now we just go for a main push. We're just breaking out. 4 tanks, mass fire, stim is done, 1-1 as well. Mutas, they struggle defensively. They struggle with these head-on fights. We're collapsing in. Yeah, tanks are late to siege. They're late to siege up. Ooh. Nice tank shots on the mainlings though. Not bad. Clem, he can still pull this off. With sheer micro, he can win this fight. Potentially. Depends on the positioning, on the control. Tanks stay within range of the mineral line. Ooh, as one tank does not go down. And so he ignores it. Yeah, he just ignores this army. Again, this siege line is brutal. Oh, bases are all in. No connections. Solo going for the base trade, but back at home there are defenses as well. No shot. Clem, can he do it? He kills the 4th. Kills the 4th expansion. He can try to rotate to the 5th. Solo's waiting for the unsiege. That's the issue here. Solo, he's waiting for the big unsiege. Oh. And he collapses in. He just goes for it. He just goes to the dive. He gets us around. Cleans up every single tank. And Solo, he still has too much. He may have lost the base, but Solo, he had to back up 4th expansion. Does transfer. More Marines trying to arrive in time. I'm holding the line. So far, Clem is holding on. Punishing some of the railings. Very nice pickups. Catching out the bailings. So we're keeping up. And still keeping up with the army. Both players are maxing out. I mean, Clem, he is stabilizing. He's getting his 4th. His 4th base is getting up. Solo does not have a 5th. So Clem has done enough damage this game, time and time again, just denying the 4th base over and over again to be able to keep up with Solar. Impressive, despite losing so many. How many SCVs did he lose at the start of the game? 19! Despite losing 19 workers at the start of the game. A very, very impressive comeback here from Clem. To recover, bounce back, 3 3s on the way, Thor production as well. Clem, he's in this. Very much so. Any other player would be dead at this point, like including Maru, like straight up. Like, hi, hi. As music gets into the main, they bust into the main base, catching out some add-ons. This will finally force Clem to respond to this. As Soli finds some damage. Oh, it does find some damage. Can't be the production. Clem, he does keep pushing though. Moves out. There is a mass amount of Ling Bane waiting for him, somewhat. Yeah, Solar racing back over, not quite in position. Does catch out 3 Widow Mines. Sorry, 2. Okay, third mine goes down. Only 3 Widow Mines left, and 2 of them go down once again. No major connections. Down to 1 Widow Mine. Down to 1. Oh. So better engage here from Solar. Cleans up all the mines. Clem has to back off. That was what, 6 Widow Mines going down and only 1 half connection. Solar's holding. He's keeping up, he's holding on, trying to rush into high, or trying to get into Hive Tech, into eventually the Ultras. Not quite there yet. As Clem goes deep on creep. Oh my god. A very bold move. Clem moves in. Oh, it does take a baiting to the face. But overall, still a better trade for Clem. Solar coming in. Oh, can he connect? Oof. Not quite. Yeah, not quite able to engage. Thor is saved. Decent kiting here by Clem, and he picks up. Yeah, picks up, pulls away. Where are the anti-air? Where are the mutas? Yeah, mutas not in position. There's no punish. I say now move in. They were defending back at home. Clem is forced back. Clem still trying to keep up though, and he can't quite sustain these losses the same way the Solar can. Oof. His rally's getting called out. Nice catch here with these mutas. Forces back the army. Ooh, does take a shot to the face. But the turrets are not done. Yeah, catching out more SCVs, forcing Clem back home, and here comes Ling Bane going for the planetary. Yeah, he's going for the planetary. Clem is out of position, and this base will fall. There's no saving it. Yeah, no saving the 4th base. Massive connections. SCVs go down. Planetary as well. And that's all Solar needed. That's all he needed here. He breaks the expansion. The 4th base goes down. The 5th base losing all the SCVs as well. 27 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Clem, he was on a knife's edge. He was on a knife's edge here. He couldn't afford losses like this to keep going. Oh, nice catch on the Mutalisks. But it's all falling apart. It's all falling apart here. Clem losing too much. It's all or nothing at this point. Clem is all in. He's all in, Pappy. Show some eye shots. Decent spread here by Clem. Yeah, he does spread well. He does have the upgrade advantage. 3-3. There are so many Banelings. And they connect. Yeah, Banelings, they crash on in. They shut down the army. Oh, there's so many Marines going down. But that was all the Ling Bane. True. That was all Ling Bane going down. Clemmy gets into the mineral lines, pushing towards the natural, trying to takes down the Baneliness. Massive pickup. Oh, doesn't quite get it. Yeah, it does not get it. And barely enough to keep going. Solar defense. Solar, he does hold on. Catching out, cleaning up all the Menerics as well. Throws down a second Baneliness just in case. Let's go. Second Baneliness. Ultra production has begun. And it was an impressive comeback out of Clem, don't get me wrong. It was very, very impressive. Even here, the target firing. Oh my god, he's crazy. Jesus, calm down. Focusing down all the Banelings. Catching up the Mutalisks. Trading as best he can, but again, Clem has no longevity in this game. He has no longevity. As time goes on, 3-3s on the horizon. Kind of splitting as well. More Ultralisks. Clem has to end the game here and now. Does take down the Baneling Nest. But here come the Ultras. The Ultras, they collapse in. They can tank. They can tank, Pappy. Oh my god. And Clem can't get away. GG gets called, and Solar, he will claim the series 3-2, taking down Clem and becoming our Kung Fu Cup week number 11 champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very intense series here, very back and forth. A lot of this came down to the builds, and we did see a lot of very unique builds throughout the course of this series. We had proxy 2x Reaper out of Clem. Here on Mothership, we saw 2x Reaper from the main base. Again, we saw this a lot from Maru over the past couple of weeks. But as we try to emphasize, winding it all the way back to the opener here in Game 5, Clem opening up 2x Reaper, as we try to emphasize, does mean that your mineral line and your natural base is more exposed than normal, as there is no SimCity here, and your factory is later than usual because of the commitment into 2x Reaper. So it did mean he was vulnerable to a counterattack. Solo got across the map, and we thought that Solo would at least deny mining at the natural, but we got even more done as the wall was down, the depot wall was down, I should say. Solo got in and he killed, what was it, 8 SCVs? It was insane damage early on, punishing the fact that there was no defenses back at home, right? There were no Hellions, there were no Reapers, there was nothing to defend, so many SCVs went down, and then we saw that for a second time. Because so much damage was dealt, we saw that Clem had to commit with his Reaper Hellion aggression. He committed across the map, and once again had nothing at home to defend. No SimCity, no Hellions, and we saw another Link counterattack, and with that, there was, what, 18 SCVs being killed in total, critical damage. I thought it was game then and there upon seeing all that damage dealt. But Clem popped off. If you recall, it was right after that where Clem canceled the 4th base twice. Banshees on the top side, drop on the south side, and we saw the skin in the main base seeing the mutas as they popped out as well. So Clem, he clawed his way back into the game from miles behind, by the way. Like Clem, he had a rough early game. Very, very rough early game. He clawed his way back in, had that back and forth, but we saw that there were a couple of fights that went awry, and we saw the moment that he was forced back home to defend, he started losing bases, he started losing expansions, and he could not keep up with that. He could not sustain those losses just because he was fighting on that knife's edge where he couldn't make any mistakes to recover in that game, and in the end couldn't quite keep up. GG, well played. Impressive comeback after a rough start, but again, because of that rough start, it meant that he could afford less mistakes, or no mistakes essentially, and eventually he did lose bases. GG, well played. With that, congratulations here to Solar, congratulations, and a shout out to Clem for making a series out of it, for sure. Shout out to Clem, congratulations. Whew. As with that does wrap up our KungFu Cup broadcast for the evening. Again, a bit of a shorter broadcast. Our broadcasts have been getting a little bit shorter as of late, as we have been a little bit less available in recent times. We'll get a little bit more into it most likely in the next couple of days, but let's catch up on our schedule here. As you can see, we just wrapped up with our Wednesday evening broadcast. Tomorrow evening we're going to be live with the podcast. The podcast is our weekly talk show where we do discuss all things StarCraft, and all things StarCraft adjacent as well, so there's a lot to get into when it comes to the podcast. A lot has been discussed, a lot has been announced, of course, as well. Likewise, we have the OSC Rising Star Finals. That'll be on Friday morning. We have MSO Friday evening, and then we have GSL CK over the weekend. Oh boy. It is going to be a 2-day event, GSL CK on Saturday and Sunday. So a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft is on the horizon, and plenty here going on. Less than usual, as we're usually live twice a day every single day. But again, this week has been a little bit leaner, and again, we'll probably be discussing that a little bit more coming into Friday. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. And again, it's going to be a very intense period of StarCraft. We have GSL CK, we have Doyo Cup, which we plan on casting. We do have to set up a Doyo account to cover the Doyo Cup. So you know, we'll see what happens there. Likewise, we have Home Story Cup, Maestros of the Game. Lots of big major events are all happening at once, leading into September, leading into the Blizzard Cup. I think it's still called the Classic Cup, if I recall correctly. For those who are unaware, there's going to be StarCraft is returning to BlizzCon. BlizzCon is back in September, and there's going to be a big StarCraft event going on. That's one of the reasons why it feels like everything's being rushed. We have the TLMC concluding. We're going to have a new map pool and a new patch, all ideally ready for the big event at BlizzCon. So that's kind of like the deadline that's ahead of us. That's right around the corner. We're already halfway through the year, which is crazy. Already halfway through the year. So September is again right around the corner. So yeah, with that, so we're going to be heading off. We're going to be heading off here for the time being, and we'll be back tomorrow for the podcast. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support us, you can do so via following us on all the socials, !socials in the chat to get a link to our social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all things Cranky Ducklings, and you can also see a link to our YouTube channel as well. We do upload to YouTube on a daily basis. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft over on YouTube, so if you can't watch something live, YouTube is the place to be. Likewise, if you want to help us, if you want to help support our tournaments, you can do so via Patreon. Patreon likewise does fund our tournaments on a regular basis, our Sparkling Tunic Cups, and our Master Swan openings as well. So all funded via the Patreon, and you can also provide donations if you wish to help support us and support our bunny endeavors. As oh boy, vet visits have been very expensive. And if you know anything about our story, we've given some updates over the past couple of months regarding our pet bunnies. Again, there's been a lot of health complications, and they're doing well, of course. They're doing well. But yeah, it was a rough start of the year. January. Oh, it was it was rough. But thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast, or on Friday for some OSC and some MSO. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Until next time, ciao, bye, ciao, hasta luego.